to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
Here we are tucked away in the war room, out of the wind once again. I'm getting so tired of talking about the wind, but that's all that it does here in southern Idaho this time of year is the wind. We've had crazy wind. I'm in here today with Mark. Mark's gonna be a regular from now on. How do you feel about that, Mark?
I'm okay with it.
Okay,
That's fine with me.
Mark's gonna be a regular. He's in here today. Dean's not with us. He actually got drugged to Utah, I think, this weekend. And he actually stayed home last time because he was sick. He got out of it. But he had to go back. So here we are. We're here. We're doing episode 876 today. And I hope no one's trying to follow the episodes.
I think we went backwards from last time I was on, but that's okay.
We might have. But 876 episodes. You think we'd be good at this by now?
Something like that, yeah.
We're better than what we are. So you got done working at the store today, right?
Yes.
How did that go?
It was a pretty dull day today. Not a whole lot. I think I spent more time on the computer just looking up stuff and thinking about a new gun, and I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You're thinking about a new gun?
We ordered a gun in for a customer. He brought in a magazine, and it was, it looked cool in the magazine. And then when we finally got it in and I opened it up, I kind of want one now.
Well, what was it?
I'm actually, I don't want to say this because I feel like I want to hate this gun so much.
Okay.
But I actually love this gun.
What is it?
It is the Kanik TP9 SFX.
I have heard that those Kaniks are awesome guns.
Yes. This is like the basically competition version of it. So it's got a 5.2 inch barrel.
Long slide.
They cut the slide, yeah. So the slide's got the little, porting in it, and
I'm gonna have to look this up.
It's got 20 round magazines. But it is just in the Cerakote, the slide gray, and it's got 4 different like base plates to mount optics on.
So do you guys carry Kaniks, or are you just?
We carry Kaniks, but not this.
Not that one.
Not the SFX, which is the competition.
So
series.
Have you ever shot one?
I've shot a Kanik, just the regular TP9s, but.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, the trigger is for a striker fired pistol.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So why do you want to hate this gun?
I want to hate it because it's made in Turkey, I guess. I don't know.
You don't like Thanksgiving?
Well, it's imported by Century Arms, and it just kind of like has that mystique of like I don't know. It's a inexpensive gun.
How much is it?
Well, like a regular one, about $399, about $400 for just a regular one. Some of them have a decocker on them, which is to me a dead man switch on a striker fired pistol.
Right.
But I don't know. This competition gun is pretty legit.
Well, do you know the guy that bought it?
I don't. I mean, he came in one day and he just literally
he knew what he wanted.
Yeah, it was his first gun ever.
Wow.
And he come in, flopped the catalog on the counter and says, "Can you get this gun?" And sure enough, we could. And so he paid, put a deposit on it, and we got it in for him.
So I'd love to have one of these come through my class because I'd pick it up and shoot it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a pretty legit gun.
Does it look good?
It looks awesome. That's the cool thing about it. And
okay, I'm gonna have to check this Kanik
TP9
SFX.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a mouthful, but
yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that. I know I do have a friend that has one. He doesn't live here though. He lives over in Georgia. His name's Dakota Phillips, and he bought one, and he went back and forth for a long time, and he just couldn't get over how well that it felt in his hand.
Oh yeah.
And so he absolutely loved it. So he bought one. I think it was his first handgun, and I believe he carries that thing. He loves it.
Even the standard models have a 18 round mag. I mean, it's the way the gun fits your hand is just, it's nice. I want to hate it for some reason, but I can't find any reasons to.
Turkey hater.
Turkey hater, yeah.
You hate the Turkish. We're probably not going to get them to pop up.
You got 4 turkeys, so.
Yeah, I like turkeys too. So, but what Todd does in his private time, we don't. So, other than that, just work. That's all. It's been too windy to do anything.
Yeah, it's not been pleasant. I wish they'd turn the fans off over there in Hagerman. That's a joke. I'm not serious.
I wish Utah didn't suck so much.
Yeah, that could be it too.
No, we just lost a bunch of subscribers now.
Well, they'll be back
when they find out what they're missing.
Yeah.
So I haven't done much. Just work. I kind of started to reorganize the war room here a little bit. I stole my wife's cupboards out of her laundry room. Nice cupboards. Getting everything organized. But other than that, it's just been my work. My day job is picking up like crazy. I've got a class tomorrow. Actually, I got 2 private classes tomorrow. I got a husband and wife that are coming over from Burley, and they're going to do a 3 or 4 hour private class. We're going to just work on some shooting fundamentals, and if there's time, we might get to do some more fun stuff toward the end just to give them a little taste.
Yeah.
And then I got another lady coming in the afternoon, and it doesn't sound like she's got very much experience. I think it's a class that her husband has set up for her. And so it should be probably a pretty basic style class. But hopefully the weather is supposed to be nicer tomorrow. Hopefully the weather pans out, and maybe I'll get lucky and one of them will have the Kanik.
Well, you never know.
Maybe this was the guy that ordered it.
It could be. I don't know.
So that'd be sweet. So you're with guns all the time. Is there anything new in the gun world? Big news stories about firearms, recalls, anything like that?
There was a deal with the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 380 Easy, which is another,
not the Easy.
Yeah, with another mouthful of a gun there, but there's it's not really a recall. It's more of a just letting people know, and they are going to offer an upgrade. Which I'm not sure what that means, but
it probably keeps them out of some kind of like legal loophole,
right?
So if they did an actual recall, it's not really a safety thing as far as the gun's going to blow up or anything, because that's not it. The gun's not unsafe,
yeah.
So they don't have to do a recall. And I would imagine if they do a recall, they're probably almost required to get every one of them back to them to get fixed, or there's some kind of liability. So that's probably why they're doing this upgrade thing,
right? And there's probably not a lot out there just yet, because it is, it's only been out a couple months now.
Right.
And, but what it is the manual thumb safety versions, which some of them come with, some without. So if you don't have a thumb safety, no big deal. But the manual thumb safety tended to, when people were shooting it, it would actually, just kind of go on safe mode, and then the gun wouldn't fire, and people were trying to figure out why their gun wasn't firing. And it was just pretty much inadvertently they were putting it on safety.
Well, that's not good.
So, yeah, no, probably
Especially
not.
Especially if you're using it to defend yourself.
Yeah, if you need it.
And all of a sudden, bam, the safety's back on.
Right.
And I understand the reason for safeties, even manual safeties, I guess. It makes some people feel more comfortable. With this firearm, it already comes with a grip safety. So once it's holstered up, if it works the way it's supposed to work, if you don't have a grip on that gun, it shouldn't go bang anyway. But really, if you want to get down to the nuts and bolts of it, your safety is your trigger finger and what you do with it.
Exactly.
That you have proper trigger discipline, that gun's not going to go off. So I don't know why someone would buy one with an actual manual safety on it anyhow.
Right.
But that's just me.
Right. None of mine have any. So, it's funny. I find myself like my trigger discipline is so much that even when I'm using a drill, I find myself putting my finger up. It's crazy.
Very good discipline.
Yeah,
there.
it's kind of. I don't even think about it. It just happens anymore. So
I don't try not to use the drills. That means I have to work.
Yeah, well, it's
true
too.
If I'm using a drill, that means I have to work. So, I should have started out by saying this, but I'm going to let all the listeners know. Today's going to be kind of a different show. I've got a lot going on this weekend. Actually, as soon as we get done here at the podcast, we're doing this. The listeners don't really know when we do this. I'm doing this Friday night. I just got back from the gym. You just got off work. As soon as we get done with this, I have to go with my wife to pick up some piece of furniture that she bought in Twin and bring it. Oh, yay. And then bring it back here. I wasn't asked. I was told.
Right. I know how that goes.
Got to come back here, finish getting ready for my classes tomorrow. I got classes tomorrow, And then tomorrow is the prom, which my youngest daughter, Chloe, is going to prom. So then I've got to be available for pictures and promenade. And I was told literally do not plan anything. So, I got a busy weekend. So this show is going to be, I know that we had some call-ins. We had some people sending some emails, and I got them, and I'm still going to use them. I'm going to use them in the next show. Dean will be back. Hopefully we can all three make it, and then I'll have time to edit. My problem is I'm probably not going to have time to go through and edit. Editing takes a lot of time when I start adding the calls, which I enjoy, so keep calling in. But I'm not going to have that kind of time to put it together this weekend. But I still felt it was important to get a podcast out for the listeners because they expect one every weekend. So I'm going to do one, even if I'm standing here staring at the wall, talking. Actually, I'm staring up here talking to my picture of Masad Ayub. That's what I'm going to do. So, but there's some crazy stories though that came out this week. I mean, teachers being armed with mini baseball bats and they're banning knives. They got knife drop boxes over in, where was it? London,
yeah.
London. So you read some of those stories. What do you think of all that?
The baseball bat thing gets me. It's like
it's a mini baseball.
I'm thinking, is this like a souvenir that you picked up at Yankee Stadium?
That's
or
what
something,
it looks like.
I mean, it's
leftovers.
I'm kind of like, what are you gonna do with that? It's.
Well, the thing is, it's only like a foot long.
Yeah, so I guess it'd be a good pointer. Like if they're in class and they're trying to point to the map or something,
they point to the bad guy. Don't you come a step further. Don't make me use this.
Yeah.
So it's that's an up close and personal.
Weapon. I'd hope to never get that close to somebody.
And the thing is it's not that big around.
No.
It's little.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about as big around as a freaking ruler. If you were to roll a ruler up.
I think a shovel handle is bigger than
I think so.
Diameter-wise.
So it's something, I guess, but it's ridiculous that there was a school that was going to leave a bucket of rocks.
I heard about that one too.
That makes more sense to me than the stupid baseball bat.
Yeah.
Because at least you could create some distance.
Yeah.
I mean, the teacher's going to have to run up. You run at someone with a baseball bat and they have a gun. What do you think's going to happen?
Wait, those are ARs. Those are assault rocks.
Assault rocks. Ooh, assault rocks. They've been specially designed by God to assault people with.
Yes, you can assault with a rock.
Assault with a rock. These must be assault bats.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Whatever works. Huh? So, and then the knife thing over in London.
That is
that's ridiculous.
What that's going to do is it's going to impede people from doing their job.
Well,
a repairman or a plumber won't be able to do his job because he can't have his tools.
Well, and here's the thing: it's going to do that, but so they took the guns, right? Okay, bad guys still have guns. I just read an article. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. All these drive-by shootings that they're having over there. There's not supposed to be any guns. Right. Why are they having drive-by shootings? There's a big rise in drive-bys over there. So no one has guns, or at least the good guys don't have the guns. We know how that works.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're going to take the only other thing they have to defend themselves with is they've turned a knife. You're going to take their knives. You're going to take their knives, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is they're going to find something else to use, something else to defend themselves with. Maybe it's a stick. Maybe they're going to find a mini baseball bat. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're going to find something. People are going to, I don't know what they're going to pick up next. But
it's your inherent right to be able to defend yourself. Yeah.
And I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah. I don't understand this at all.
So in the article they had drop boxes. Looked like
they did, yeah.
Mailboxes.
Like you'd go to a UPS store and drop your package in.
You had to drop your, and then I read on there too that they were getting to the point where they were actually going to stop you on the street and search you.
Wow.
Just if you look like you might have a knife, they're going to stop you on the street and search you. So I've got a knife story while we're talking about this. I don't like to travel much, but about 3 or 4 years ago, my parents thought it would be great over Thanksgiving if everyone went down to Texas. My dad had a bunch of points on him because he travels a lot for work. And so he's like, we'll get everyone a room and, everyone budget this much money for their families. And I went and took my family and my brother took his and my sister, and, she took hers. And we all went down to Texas, down to San Antonio. Pretty cool. I like Texas. Texas is cool. What do you think of when you think of Texas?
Guns.
Freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to Texas, And I carried a gun anywhere that I could. And we spent one full day for the kids, not for me necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
We spent one full day at SeaWorld.
I didn't know there was a SeaWorld in Texas.
There is a SeaWorld in Texas.
Huh.
And we went in there, and we got there early. They hadn't opened yet. Everyone's lined up. And I looked ahead, and I read not to bring your firearm there. I guess I understand that. So before we left, I left it in the safe at the hotel. I didn't want to, mate or anything,
right.
Get into my stuff.
Yeah.
So I did that, and that was, we're going to back up just a little bit. That was interesting in itself, because I go down there, and the safe is right there where everyone can see it, behind the counter, which is fine. And they didn't have safes in the rooms, and you had to use your room key to turn the lock, and then the manager had to use his key to turn the lock to open the drawer or whatever it is, like a big safe deposit box or something. And I go down there, and I was allowed to have a firearm in there, but even though I'm a gun guy, I'm not ashamed of it. But it was weird because there was a whole bunch of people checking in, a whole big busload just showed up. I don't know what they were there for. And I walked down there, and I checked with them about the safe. They said, yeah, sir, just bring down whatever you need to put in the safe. And I walked down there, and she puts the drawer and goes, put whatever we got it. So I unholstered my gun and set it in there. Magazines, box of ammo, 3 or 4 magazines, my holster. And everyone just kind of it was Texas, but these are all people visit. They all just kind of looked at me, slapped it in there, and said, there you go.
This isn't like a community chest thing where everybody puts their stuff in the same drawer.
No, we each have our own drawer.
Okay, good.
But it was really interesting. People kind of step back a little bit. I'm unloading everything. I was was a little nervous about it, but then I started. This is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I was making a big deal about it, dropping the magazine, dropping it in there.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, you're in Texas.
Yeah. So anyhow, I left it there to safe because we were going to SeaWorld that day, and so I had this knife right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just not a very big knife, just a little buck knife.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's clipped into my pocket, so you can see. You can see just the top of it, right?
Right.
Okay. So I'm standing in line, and there's some of the sheriff's deputies. I guess they must be assigned to SeaWorld. I don't know.
Nice.
But they were there, and we're all standing in line. And I'm there with my family, and I see the sheriff's deputy kind of looking at me. He looks down, he looks up, he looks down, and looks. I'm like, what the heck is this guy looking at? I left my gun. I didn't even think about my freaking pocket knife.
Right.
This is Texas.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a pocket knife, right?
You'd think so.
He comes up to me, sir. And I said, yeah. My dad, everyone's there. My wife, my kids, my brother and sister, their families, my mom and dad. And my dad kind of just looks at me like, what did you do? And he's like, sir, is that a pocket knife that I see in your pocket? Is that a knife I see in your pocket? I'm thinking knife. I'm like, I don't have a sheath knife. And he's like, no, sir. The one sticking, I clipped on your pocket. And I reached down and I pulled it out and I said, this? He goes, yes, sir. No knives allowed. No weapons of any kind allowed in SeaWorld.
Oh, my gosh.
You need to either give that to me or you need to take that back to your vehicle. And my wife shot me the nastiest look because we were at the head of the line.
What are you going to do? Skin a walrus with it? Or come on.
They thought I was going to take down Shamu.
Jeez, I guess.
And it's got the blade's not even 2 inches,
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'll take it back. I'll save your spot for you, sir. You get your spot back. So I'm walking through the parking lot. It's before they opened. I'm walking through the parking lot, and I see a couple husbands and wives, their families kind of pushing the baby strollers and stuff coming up there. And I thought I'd be a freaking smart ass. And I pulled out my knife out of my pocket, and I held it up in the air so everyone could see. I was right in the middle of everyone. I was looked at these guys walking. I said, if you got one of these, you better take it back to the car. And next thing I know, some guy turns around to walk off and head back to the car, and his wife's smacking him on the head.
Oh, jeez. That's kind of ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It was freaking SeaWorld.
Yeah. I don't...
It's not like I was carrying my firearm in
my
there.
Knife in my pocket is just as essential as my keys to my car to me.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. I don't use it.
I felt like I was getting on an airplane.
Right. No, I understand. An airplane, with everything that happened on 9/11, I can understand, I guess, to some degree, but I still think that's a little bogus. But No, knives are just tools for me. They're not a weapon.
I've
so.
got caught trying to take a knife onto an airplane before too. Has that ever happened to you?
No. Last time I was on an airplane last year, the people I was with made sure that I didn't have anything with me. So
Well, I took I had a bag I was packed. I hate to check any bag, so I always carry everything on. Even if I got to wad up my clothes, roll it up, I'll roll it up in saran wrap and shove it in there. It don't matter to me. And I left a pocket knife. It was kind of like a Swiss Army knife, and it had the name of my dad's business on it.
oh,
I may have mentioned this on the air already, but it had the name of my dad's business on it. And I tried to take it. Forgot it was in there, and they ran my bag through the machine, and I get called aside, and I'm thinking, oh great, I'm going to get strip searched. What happened? What's going on here? You know, bend over, grab your ankles type of thing. And the lady's like, sir, is this your bag? Yep, it's my bag. Sir, do you have anything in here I need to know about? I don't think so.
oh no way.
So she goes, really? Are you sure? I dumped it out before I packed it. I don't know. Maybe it may. I don't think there's anything in there. And she unzipped the bag and went right for it.
Oh man.
Sir, is this yours? Yes, that would be mine. Sir, you need to take this back to your car. Or you can, I'm not walking this back to my car. I'm at the freaking airport.
Right.
Or you can give it to me. No. She goes, oh, what'd she say? You can walk it back to the car, and then you can come get on the board again. I was like, I'm not. I said, you keep it. You would have thought I asked her to move heaven and earth. I have to get a manager.
Whoa.
I'm like, I didn't say I wanted it back. I said, it's a gift. Keep it. I have to get a manager. Finally, some manager, after like 20 minutes of finding this manager, this TSA manager shows up and goes, what seems to be the problem here, sir? What's the issue? I said, oh, there was a knife in my bag. I didn't realize it was in there. She wants me to take it back to my car. I wanted to throw it away or give it to you guys.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, we can keep that. And they kept it, and I moved on. So, yeah, TSA, wonderful job. Waited there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have put it in the trash can myself.
Well,
anyhow,
I mean, a lot of good it does to have they don't even, if they don't know what to do with them when they get them. What good does that do?
it probably goes into a display case. I noticed there was a glass display case of stuff that they've, and so I had to tell my dad because his company name was emblazoned on it.
Oh,
I said he uses that airport a lot, and so does his coworkers and bosses. And I said, Dad, there might be a knife in there with your company name on it.
Be on the lookout.
You need to be aware. And this is what happened. In case you're questioned. But anyhow, be careful with your knives, I guess. Especially if you go over to London. Make sure you drop them in the blue-looking mailbox.
Yeah. Because
things they have everywhere.
But
they're talking all knives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't. I guess they don't have steak there anymore because you can't have a steak knife. So
can't throw it in the blender either. Those are blades.
Oh yeah, those are blades. Can't do that.
What do you?
I wonder if you can even have like a pointed stick.
Oh, like a fork. Are forks good?
If they're, as long as there's more than 3 little prongs on them.
A threek. It's a
Yeah.
threek.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Crazy news. Is any other stories? I sent you a list of stories. Do you remember what the other ones were? Well, let's look.
Sure.
We don't have Dean here to. A Bank of America.
Yes, that one.
Bank of America is getting into the. They came out and said they're not going to loan money to anyone doing business in the gun industry, or firearms industry, or anything like that. So we used Bank of America for a little while. I didn't like them, so years ago I got out of the Bank of America. They wanted to charge me for everything anyway.
Well, kind of hypocritical. I mean, their name has America in it. I thought this was still America, but
the Bank of California stand is what it should have been.
California, yeah.
California. There is one story though, and people are going to get tired of me talking about this. But there is one story that you know what? I love it.
I know where you're going.
I love it.
I know right where you're going.
Where am I going?
You're going to talk about the PD-10.
I'm going to talk about the Vidity Arms PD-10. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. It says Rob Pincus, he's the head honcho behind this. Okay, he's a well-known gun trainer. Came out and said that it's close. Says, we've been working on expanding the reliability with hollow points. Pinka says in an Instagram video, we had some hollow points work pretty well in the earlier feed ramp designs, but not enough. Not as many as I need to say, yes, this is a reliable defensive gun. So when I get this gun, when they release it, it's going to be 100% reliable.
That's a bonus.
That's a bonus.
That is a bonus.
It's going to be 100% reliable. Did you see the picture of it?
Yeah.
It looks sweet.
It does look cool. I mean, it looks legit.
I can't come down to your store and buy it, though, can I?
No, we're not going to carry it, I'm sure.
Don't you guys order through
We have
Gallery of Guns?
Yeah,
or
we have
crap?
a ton of different distributors that we can order through,
But I can order it through you guys, though, right?
If it's available, maybe. I mean, I'm not going to say no, but it just depends. Right now, I don't see any Avidity Arm stuff on there.
I'm gonna have to go elsewhere. I want this gun, and it's closer. I wonder. I think it's got like 2 more years. It'll be out. It's already been like a year and a half.
You figure you've gone this far, you might as well just keep going.
I'm gonna get one. That's gonna be my. It's gonna be my next gun.
You're gonna Forrest Gump this one, aren't you?
I am. It's gonna be my next gun. So I also read an article where it said firearm industry as a whole was just through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they said the job market and the jobs in the firearm industry is up by like 68%.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all paying, I think they said, I mean, I'm sure it just depends on what you do, but they said that the median income, and probably not, unfortunately for you that works at a store, but in the actual firearms industry is $50,000 to $60,000 a year.
Yeah. And also I read that out of all the states, that Idaho is the most dependent on the gun industry as far as jobs and stuff like that, because there's so many different companies here in Idaho.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's name some of them in Idaho. We have, I mean, you know more than me. You got all the gun stores.
So, I mean, there's PWS, there's Odinworks, there's Seekins Precision, there's Gemtech, there's, I mean, Tactical Solutions. There's all kinds of big outfits.
There's a Spear CCI.
Yeah, CCI.
There's
Lewiston. Yeah.
There's Freedom Munitions.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch.
There's a whole bunch. I mean, there's even a Men 2 out of Idaho Falls. Gosh, I mean, if I just sit there and think about it, I could probably bring up more. I mean,
there's Patriot Defense in Buell, Idaho.
There is.
And I wish I was making $50,000-$60,000 a year, but
well, yeah,
I'm getting there maybe slowly. But no, that's great. I think these gun companies that are getting run out of these states that don't want them there, they're taxing them through the roof. They need to come to these states who are offering freedom for them.
Look at Weatherby. I mean, how long has Weatherby been in California?
Yeah, forever. Now
they're in Sheridan, Wyoming, because they were getting taxed so much in California, just to be a firearms manufacturer for hunting rifles.
Right.
You know, I mean,
they weren't assault rifles.
No,
they're fine hunting rifles.
At what point it gets a little ridiculous, you know, some of this stuff that's going on. You know, I mean, I get that people want gun control and to be safe or whatnot. I get that, but there's a point where it's just, you know, stepping over the line a little bit.
Well, they can run them out of their state and they can come
to our state.
Come to Idaho. We got freedom, some freedoms over here.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the gun industry being in Idaho for sure.
So bring it on. The more the merrier. Just any training companies need to stay out. we just need the gun manufacturers and the ammo manufacturers. That's pretty much it. So anything else? This show is not gonna
I was
be up
looking,
to par.
but my phone just died, so my battery's dead.
your phone is dead.
Yeah.
So you gonna purchase a Kanik? You gonna order one?
I am strongly considering it. I mean, I'm able to do it. I just, you know, I am going on vacation, and it's a matter of how much do I want to spend on my vacation.
Where are you going on vacation?
The good old state of Oregon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I say take your Oregon money and buy a Kanik with it.
Yeah, that might happen. I don't know. We'll see. When it gets a little closer, I'll know for sure as far as
what you're going to do,
what my budget's going to be. And I mean, I could do it right now, but then I'd be not so sure.
The mighty dollar.
Yeah.
The mighty dollar. So I'm at a lack for stuff to talk about, folks. I didn't want to get that deep into the show. It's just going to be a shorter show than most. I may add something to it before I actually release it or edit it and upload it. It's not that long. We're only sitting at like 30 minutes today, but
Well, last time I was here it was like an hour and 7 minutes.
it was
so.
freaking awesome. Did you listen to our last show?
I got like most of the way through it, but then my kids demanded my time, and I still haven't finished the rest of it.
Tell them they need to prioritize. Maybe you need to prioritize.
Yeah, maybe.
So we need to. How old are your kids?
17. My boy's 17, and my daughter just turned 15.
Would your boy think it was cool to come on the podcast?
Maybe he's a little shy, actually.
It's
I
just
don't
a
know.
microphone. Nothing's
know.
live. We're gonna have coming up on one of the podcasts coming up. They were supposed to come today, but the scheduling didn't work out. There is a buddy of mine, Paul. He lives over in Kimberly. His son Tyler is doing a senior project. Has to finish up some job shadowing hours for a senior project, and he was going to come and be on the podcast this weekend, but I think we might push it off till next weekend. And so that'd be kind of cool.
My boy goes to Kimberly High School, so he probably knows him.
He probably knows
Yeah.
Tyler. There you go. I'm gonna have to buy like 8 microphones.
Oh boy,
This is gonna the editing is gonna be a nightmare.
you sure you're ready for a couple teenage boys in here?
I don't know. Did they stink?
Well, I'm sure they do.
I think we'll see what happens. But anyhow, I think that's going to be it for this show. I may add some other stuff to it. Sorry guys, it's not as in depth as they normally are. If I get any good stories from tomorrow's classes, I'll jump in and I'll add some. But until then, I think we'll be back. We'll be back next weekend, and I still need 1,000-round submissions.
I bought 1,000 rounds.
Shoot 'em.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got thousands of rounds already, but
Well, shoot some of them, take some pictures, and send them
Sure.
to me. And we could use some more call-ins, and I'll let you read the number over there because my eyes are old. Podcast hotline number.
podcast hotline number is 1-208-696-4397.
So I do have a couple people that have called in, and we will get them on the next show. I just want us all to be here to answer the questions. Like I said, I got to get out of here. My wife's going to take my podcasting privileges away. One more time with that number.
Podcast hotline number again is 1-208-696-4397.
And you can email me at patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. And questions, comments, anything you got, we want to hear about it. Even if you just email me or even call the hotline and say, this is so-and-so, this is where I live. Like the show, this is so-and-so, this is where I live. Your show sucks. I will play that too. It doesn't matter. I just want to get people involved, get the listeners involved. I think they really enjoy hearing it. I know that one of the call-ins that I have to do next show is by Philip Studi again. He's called in like 3 or 4 times. Everyone needs to be like Philip and call in.
Yeah.
I know Burke. There's a Burke Anderson is going to be here tomorrow for one of my classes.
Oh, cool. Burke had a good one the other day. I remember.
Yeah, and I think he's looking for his Be Like Burke shirt.
Yeah.
I need to go get a shirt and just scrawl something on it with a Sharpie. Be like Burke.
Yeah.
And then on the back, and don't forget Philip.
Right. There you go.
So there you go. That's a shirt because we're a classy joint over here.
Oh, yeah.
At the Patriot Defense Podcast. So other than that, I think we are out of here. We're going to call it good. You guys have a good week. Sorry it's so short. Look forward to a longer one next weekend. And thanks for listening. Bye.